Let's talk about the Forgotten Road, Hand of Destiny and Lost Stronghold, the Realm of Shadows series. It was a Kickstarter from last year for which you could back for €10 if you went for the PNP version. Apparently the retail hasn't been delivered yet because the creator Gabe Barrett is dragging his feet. And there are several things to observe in this series. Let's start with this Lost Stronghold. The Last Stronghold, if you ask for him, then you can get the box designs. Of course, you want the box designs. Thing to note for the box design is that it's easy to guesstimate the outer box because of the contrast, and the inner box is harder to estimate, but if you look closely, you should fold here over just the side of the background image, and for this cut or fold, I mean, again you should fold a little bit over the, I don't know if you can see it, yeah you can see it, a little bit over the background, and then you hold this on the 90-degree and then just use your hand to fold it. However, if you put them together like so, the inner box should be a bit smaller than the out box because of the width of the of the cardboard. And as you can see, I did it well for the width size sides, but for the height, we hold it here. You have this little margin of error. So the best way to do that is to be a little more strict than I was. Just be royal in the part that folds inward. So, having done this, I don't like building boxes that much, so I'm just postponing it. For the Forgotten Road, the same thing, but this time I learned from the previous box. Again, you use the image itself for the outer box for contrast, and then for the inner box do it better, so a few more millimeters on either the heights, the vertical and the horizontal, and that way you get this nice little thing that if I hold the point here, you have a royal piece of space left on the top and on the bottom. This means that you can use regular cardboard for a really sturdy box. Next up is the Hand of Destiny. I'm completely unsure what the idea behind this was. What I did was I think what he wants is, what he intended is something like this, where only the Hand of Destiny part is shown. So that would mean something like this. And you know that you did it right, because if the other part is also aligning with the outer edge, and then just use nails. I hadn't prepared this because I just realized. So now you have this. It's an outer box, so it should go like so, which means that your final box is really tiny. However, I also have this for the background, and this background is for a tuck box, as you can see. This and this should be folded, and this should be cut out, and then you have a tuck box. But how am I supposed to make a... I don't have the back for this, I only have the front. Maybe he provided it and I just forgot to print it. But this and this, let's see. It's not the same. Is it the same size? Yeah, I think so. That's for height, yeah. Okay, cool. Then what goes in the box is the Hand of Destiny cards. So the idea would be that you have not only the box, the Hand of Destiny components, but also ideally the Hand of Destiny rulebook. And I use a black and white prototype. So the as for height it fits, and as for width it doesn't completely fit. So I think I'm going to instead, not really sure, but I think this would work. Yeah, so and the problem with this is that if you want to make a booklet, then you need extra space for the Japanese threading, and then this goes over it, as I'll explain later. But then you have a nice little booklet. But just because we need more height, I intend to, perhaps this is better. I think this is better. Then I'll need to take measurements for this image, and I'll use this image as the inner box background. But it doesn't really fit properly, and maybe that's why the project was delayed. Next up is The Forgotten Road, which I unfortunately had to heavily edit. I rewrote the Forgotten Road because it was a bad font and not well described. The components were incorrect. The difficulty settings were only mentioned on the scoring part, and here you have how a book, well, a rule book should be. This took me a few days, but you decide the difficulty mode, you decide the game mode. I differentiated between roguelike and roguelite. For the first game you would like to play on very easy. And here, the table setup, I wrote down for autists everything that you want to do in proper order. So basically, you're building an RD deck. There was another game that also had this, Dungeon Flee. In Dungeon Flee, you also had to build up the deck in a certain order. And well, you have the turn overview. I renamed the steps to descent, fight, travel, and the rest merchant in any order. The turn overview steps were also incomplete. I don't mind in hindsight, because now you have a proper game, and I'll show everything that matters. So you have the roguelike mode, and in roguelike means that you play again the second time. The board game or the game does not remember your previous turn, so you restart every time afresh. The modes are generally described in key ideas, and here you can tick off attempts. And roguelite mode, that's the